Ramsey, that's some good stuff there. Chanel number 5, to be exact. You're so posh, Ramsey. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Another week, the last week of Give to the Max. And we are here with no other than Canada Lynx Ramsey, one of our now 3 resident lynx here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Good morning, good morning. Ramsey, you're just going right in there. We've sprayed some perfume on lots of fun goodies for Ramsey and his roommate, Brianna. I'm not sure where she is. Do you see her, Judson?
Brianna is doing the old, what I call, Olivia, the hot lap.
The hot lap. All right. She's taking a lap.
Yeah, she says, yeah, I was hanging out in my indoor bedroom. Caretakers were in my free-roaming habitat. I gotta see what they moved around.
Ramsey wasted no time, though. Yeah.
Ramsey says, I'm no fool. I'm getting right to the good stuff
Getting right
here.
to it.
But we got a couple different piles of enrichment, Ramsey, so I'm sure we'll see your gal pal who's maybe found her own spot to enjoy.
I know. And Ramsey, hopefully you will move on because you have lots to discover.
Yeah.
But good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Lois. Hi, Ellen. Carrie. So many familiar faces here on this live this morning. Germ saying hello to me, Judson, and the kitties.
What's cracking, Jeremy?
Oh my gosh, Ramsey, you're just loving this. I knew he would, but it's always fun to see an older guy like Ramsey have a good time. Ramsey definitely likes his enrichment. But like I said, this is the last week of Give to the Max. Last week we announced new rescues, lots of sanctuary updates. And this week we are so excited to continue to bring you more fun content for Give to the Max. And of course, go to the max so you can give to the max. That has been our ongoing theme, right, Ramsey?
Oh, those new cats look a little something like you,
I
Ramsey.
know.
They look a little something like you. And they love stinky enrichment just like you.
They do. That's a good point. They definitely love enrichment just as much as Ramsey's loving his enrichment right now.
Yeah.
He's going in there.
He says, oh, baby, you give me some sense and something to rub on, and I'm as happy as a clam.
I keep seeing little drops of drool and saliva drop from his mouth. He's all in right now.
Yeah.
I want to see Miss Brianna.
Sit right here. I'll do the recon.
All right. Let me get into some comments here. Lots of people excited to see Ramsey. I'm excited to see Ramsey too. Hi, handsome man. And you can see that fluffy winter coat that old man Ramsey is sporting. All of our bobcats and lynx, which are native species to the northern U.S. and Minnesota, they are getting those winter coats just in time for the colder weather. And those new lynx that we introduced you to last week, Mr. Miko and Miss Ripley, they are also getting some nice winter coats. They unfortunately did come to us in pretty poor condition, pretty poor coat condition. But now they're getting nice and fluffy, like Ramsey, Brianna. All this enrichment, and Brianna is choosing to relax.
Typical, we're on the cat's time. They're not on our time. She says, I'm gonna hang out under my platform. I'm gonna relax. I saw some grooming happening. They probably had their meal before, and she's got her priorities.
Well, Ramsey, I'm not sure. Ramsey's taking the hot lap, like you were saying.
I was about to say,
yes.
Olivia, let's get the vocabulary down.
Yes.
He is taking the hot lap. Admittedly, Erin, the cheetah, is not in a neighboring habitat. She has a hallway, Beauty's hallway, in between her habitat and Ramsey's. But admittedly, I think he is glancing over and getting some cheetah TV in this morning as well. So hoping that maybe we'll see him come through the brambles here, but nonetheless, we'll hang out for a little bit longer. Ramsey, I think we know, can have a slow burn when it comes to enjoying his enrichment. He went all in there, but as I said, it's a slow burn. He's going to come back at least 2 or 3 more times. Just right here in front of us, we have a separate enrichment pile and then another one that neither Ramsey or Brianna has found. So here we'll see Ramsey coming by Brianna here in the background.
There he is.
And Brianna was caught a little off guard and didn't know Ramsey would be coming behind them.
But you can see I've caught these two quite a few times, sleeping near each other, hanging out near each other. And they've been doing really well since moving into this habitat together.
Yeah. You can see Brianna, they're being a little bit more submissive and laying down when Ramsey was coming by. And we talk a lot about cohabitation here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It doesn't necessarily mean they are best friends, but Ramsey and Brianna don't adversely affect each other's day-to-day routines. And not typical, or untypical rather, to see a little bit of a hierarchy play out when we do have pairs or multiples of cats. What do you think, Ramalam?
But that was a nice, respectful interaction. I
Very
like that with
much so.
these two. They're very respectful of each other.
Yeah.
And Ramsey has found stash number 2.
Yeah, not bad.
What do you think, Ramsey? It's kind of like a little nest that you've made there, Judson.
Yeah,
Very
I think
nice.
so.
Yeah.
You know, some hay. We added some perfume there. I love how sometimes the cat rubbing on the scent and enrichment can be a little off target.
Yeah. He went for the backside of the enrichment. There he is.
Yeah,
Ellen saying Brianna's getting pretty floofy too.
Yeah.
That's true. Everyone's getting their winter coats.
Everyone's getting their winter coats, and you know, I think just like we can look at, you know, signs in nature, like the leaves changing, that the seasons are changing, which also means here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, seasons change. You know, how our expenses here at the Wildcat Sanctuary change and vary. As you'd imagine, our heating costs in the summer, well, they're a lot different than what they're about to be during the winter. And just as Ramsey's getting his big, fluffy winter coat on, we want to kind of help reinforce that and give Ramsey and all the cats here, as a matter of fact, mister,
Ramsey.
a warm space to cut loose, like you're seeing here. And gifts that you all have been giving during Give to the Max are going towards things like that, diffusing our rather large monthly heating costs that it takes to keep every single animal building here warm, Ramsey. Yeah. You can zoom in on that crazy face he's got, Olivia. He's got those crazy eyes. I think this is a face that many of you are familiar with when your domestic cat at home gets into the catnip, gets into some of their favorite scent. It's always a blast to see those parallels between a wild cat like Ramsey and well, your cat at home.
You can also see his very nice Canada lynx paws, very fluffy, very fuzzy, and that's a unique adaptation that Canada lynx have, obviously coming from a colder climate, walking on the snow. It's kind of like natural snowshoes, natural insulation for Ramsey there.
Yeah, mister. Look at that. You are giving us a good show of that paw.
I know.
And tragically, Mr. Ramsey, whenever people do point out your paws, I always like, giving a reminder about where Ramsey came from, and that kind of hidden under those beautiful paws is, some rather traumatic scars of his past. Ramsey came to the Wildcat Sanctuary after he was owned as a pet. Someone tried to keep a Canada lynx, a wild animal like Ramsey, in a home environment. And in the midst of doing that, they declawed Ramsey. Ramsey, on all 4 paws, has no claws. They've removed all of his claws, saying, hey, I'm going to have this wild animal, but this will make it better for a cat like Ramsey to be in a home environment. Well, we know, 1, very simply, that's not the case, and 2, it's obviously just a horrific thing to do to an animal. And take something like a claws away from a wild animal like a lynx. Well, that's the very thing that makes one of the very things that makes Ramsey what he is. And shameful what he came from, and obviously happy that he's here at Sanctuary, and we get to have awesome people like you who are watching here to stand up on Ramsey's behalf, help make a difference for cats out there like Ramsey and those yet to come. Yeah, you got a little hydrated.
Yeah, he worked out. Someone was asking, I missed the name. Nancy was asking, how old is Ramsey? 19.
Yeah, mister, you're a little older, aren't you?
But he's clearly still spry, got some pep in his step. You saw it just now.
Yeah, you certainly do. How about this? Does anyone remember when Ramsey got so charged up from his scent and enrichment. This would have been in the what is now Kitu and Lavania's habitat, just a habitat over. But Ramsey got so charged up from his scent and enrichment that he actually climbed a tree in his habitat. It was kind of way off in the middle of his habitat, so we weren't worried about him jumping off or anything like that. But Ramsey accelerated up a tree. I had never seen anything like it. And that's always going to be just a very, one of the many highlights that I've gathered here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So I'm always curious if anybody remembers Ramsey soaring up that tree.
Judson showed me that live post the other day, and it's definitely worth the watch. We had to do some digging. It was from a few years ago, but so funny and really incredible to see Ramsey move that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think especially cool because I just talked about that Ramsey has tragically had all of his claws taken away from him during his former life, and well, you still were able to do some climbing, Mr. Ramsey, just like your wild counterparts would do, so that's pretty darn awesome in my book.
And it seems like our newest lynx, Miko and Ripley, like to be up high too. So I'll be interested to see if they take advantage of the trees in their habitat to come. And that's another upcoming expense too. Speaking of Give to the Max and your donations being doubled, those two are in temporary habitats right now, and we are fundraising and preparing for permanent habitats for those two. And they will have all the things that Ramsey and Brianna enjoy in their enclosure, which are trees, these caves, lots of grass, platforms, and of course that temperature-controlled indoor bedroom. But for now, they are enjoying an equally as large space with heated dens and all the specialized care that they could ask for.
Oh, yeah, Ramsey.
He's really...
Well,
he's hydrating.
He says, well, Rio, just, you guys were in there placing enrichment. Rio was in here. He says she cleaned my water bucket. She put fresh water in. They'll come by and give me fresh water later today. Yeah.
I'm cracking up. I'm like, wow.
He says, I stay hydrated. Yeah. Thanks to you guys.
That's a good reminder for us too, Ramsey. Yeah. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, and Ramsey and Brianna just had their meal too, so that's factoring into him wanting to quench his thirst as well. Mr. Handsome Dude.
Lots of people have seen the tree climbing. Lots of people are remembering the tree climbing.
Yay, good, everyone.
What do you see, Ramsey?
That's always fun, Ramsey. We have those shared experiences and those shared moments.
What are you thinking about? He's like, well, this smells good too.
Yeah, you look so pretty in the sunlight.
I know.
You look so pretty in the sunlight.
You have one more pile to discover, dude.
Yeah.
Ellen saying, happy that Ramsey's now back in his old neighborhood. Us too. He did have a little brief hiatus over in Small Cat Track, and him and Brianna did like it there. That habitat's really great. Mojave and Amira are in it now, but he's back in his old neighborhood with the same neighbors that he's known and in the same building that he was in previously.
Yeah.
Look at you go, another hot lap, as Judson has said.
Yeah, he says, I'm taking in the day. It's admittedly maybe not the most mid-November weather here in northern Minnesota. It was a chilly morning, but warmer today. I think it'll be warmer a few days this week, and I'm enjoying it. And I think Ramsey, in a way, even though he likes the cold weather, he's enjoying it as well.
Oh, back.
As it goes, Olivia, we're
back to the pile.
We're at Ramsey's behest.
Well, Judson, the theme of Give to the Max this year has been we give to the max because you give to the max. Yeah. And we've been highlighting a lot of our team members here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. But since we're both here, I think I'm going to put you on the spot because we're the media people. We're doing the stuff behind the scenes as far as content goes. Ooh. And I think that I'd like to hear your little TWS story, since we've heard it from some other people, our awesome caretakers. If you haven't already, please go check out our videos, because we are introducing you to the awesome people that make up the Wildcat Sanctuary team, but more importantly, take care of all the 140 plus residents here.
Denoma, perhaps?
Yeah, let's go hang with Denoma, and I want to hear your TWS journey, Judson.
Wow, my TWS journey, Olivia. What, and truly what a special one it's been. I'll do my best to kind of roll something off the cuff here. I guess, Olivia, this is what it's like. The shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah, exactly.
I come, just raging up to a caretaker during a live post, asking them a question. Humble beginnings. I was fortunately able to learn and join the team here at the Wildcat Sanctuary during a media internship. Really surreal to think, Mr. Denoma, that it would be 5 years come this January. 5 years ago that I was a humble intern here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, able to learn right from Tammy, learn right from people like Julie, and truthfully, I was set to be here for 4 months. Just kind of how it was being a college graduate. I had to say, hey, Tammy, I love it here, but for, reasons of, being a young adult and just financially, I gotta check out and start my life. And well, fortunately, they didn't let that happen, and they created the communications position for me. And here I am 5 years later, been able to participate and not only the kind of duties that have been laid out for me, like, managing our social media, taking photos and videos of the cats, but you all have been right there alongside as I've been able to join in on some rescues, which have really made some incredible impressions on me, and are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for you to have a firsthand role in making a difference for a wildcat that's been wronged in its former life, and kind of ushering it into its new life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So kind of amongst the variety of things that my job description says of, obtaining, various types of media, photo, video, managing our social media. But I think kind of just like the caretakers, I have been able to have, those just boots on the ground impact with the cats. And, beyond just my role, that's been something very, very special to me.
Well, that's very special, Judson.
Yeah.
That was a nice little overview. You give to the max every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if I were to give it a marketing bow, it's, I give to the max because you guys help me give to the max, and me doing that. And oftentimes here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, that extends beyond our job description as a caretaker, as a communications person, as Tammy, the founder and executive director. All of these, the giving to the max, it isn't, to be contained in just a box. And so I'm cool that maybe it illustrates how, when we're giving to the max, it is just in so many different spectrums and beyond, our kind of written role here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So
yeah, and I think lives like this really speak to that too. Us as a community, and we come here and we connect with all of you, and we get to connect with each other, and we all give to the max in our own ways, and something like this is very special.
I think Brianna pulled a fast one on
okay.
us here. But happy to have been welcomed into the TWS family, as I have been, and am thankful for it every day, and is something that never take for granted. So, Miss Brianna, happy to be, lucky to be rather, a part of your life, and for everyone to be supporting me and people like Olivia to do exactly that.
And Tanya's asking, what was your first rescue? That's a great question.
So that one was actually, it's special, Tanya, and also kind of bittersweet. It would have been Harold the cougar. We know that Tarek and Polina were witness protection cats, and they came from a closed down roadside zoo in northern Canada. Well, as with Harold, a cougar, and unfortunately Harold passed away before their case settled, and we were able to reveal the identity of those witness protection cats. But it would have been Cougar Harold. Tammy and I set out. I would have been hired as a staff member that spring, and this would have been in June, so only a few months after, off I went. Tammy and I driving 20 hours or 23, I think 23 or 22 hours there,
Wow.
22 hours back. I'd say that's a great way to bond with your new boss, and learn about each other on a personal level, but beyond just a professional level too. So it was Harold the cougar, and another something about that rescue is Mohan the tiger had just passed. And I'm sure many of you are incredibly familiar with the legacy of Mohan Tiger, all that he overcame with his health issues and the impact that he made on us while at Sanctuary. Well, Mohan had just passed away, and Harold was essentially Mohan in cougar form. Harold had been wronged in his former life, but had nothing but chirps and purrs to share with you. And for Harold to have that type of attitude, and for me to be there and see what Harold was escaping, was certainly something special, and is, like I said kind of at the beginning, a little bittersweet, as we love sharing every single thing possible that we can here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we know that the that the limitations of our witness protection program prevent that, but an incredibly impactful and special experience for me nonetheless.
Oh, that's so special, Judson. I love hearing that story, and Harold was a very special cat. Somebody actually reposted his memorial on the group page the other day, and I always love seeing what you all bring to the group page, and that was a nice thing to see, was somebody remembering Harold, and that's a good story, Judson.
Well, thank you, Olivia.
Brianna is on to something new, and it looks like she's deciding where to go next.
And leave it to a pair of bobcat ears to hear a little field mouse ruffling
Yes.
in the bushes, or maybe hear the flutter of some little birds flapping in the trees. So
I know something caught her attention.
yeah, but then leave it up to a bobcat nose.
He has to find the third stash.
Yeah.
You found it before Ramsey did.
Well, and we talked about Ramsey's story, Olivia. Brianna has a pretty harrowing story. Do you recall what hers is? Well, it's one that I think is very, very special, and one I think it also is kind of a good parallel to the rescue that happened here last week with the Minnesota Rescue. Here is I was about to say Ramsey, combining their names
Ramsey.
there. But Brianna originally came with Stelter the bobcat and one other individual. And Brianna's destiny was one that was very, very grim. She was living at a fur farm, was to be raised and then pelted for her fur coat.
I see Ramsey.
Knowing that that was not the reality for Brianna, and that she was able to come here to Sanctuary, is just one of those, we say it a lot. I mean, it's really just a miracle. I mean, to think about what Brianna's reality was, what her and those cats faced, is absolutely insane, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that I never like taking for granted. It's easy for us to kind of sit back.
The cats are getting the best of us right now, yes.
To kind of sit back and see these cats at Sanctuary, see that they're healthy, see that they're happy, see that they have all the things that they never had in their former lives. But just remembering what they're escaped, and knowing that as you hear Tammy talk about it, you hear us talk about it, that the small cat crisis is upon us in the rescue world. Helping make a difference for cats like Brianna, because boy oh boy, there are a lot others like her, and you can look at the rescue that happened just last week as a perfect example.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's any better evidence of the small cat crisis than the cats and their stories here, and it's tragic. Obviously, it's a bittersweet thing because the cats here get to live out their lives and be the bobcats and the lynxes and the ALCs they were always meant to be, but their beginnings are truly tragic, like you were saying, Judson.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's never fun to to get ourselves down like that, and I don't think that's what the feeling I want for us to to take away when we remember some of these cat stories. It's I think it's a kind of a feeling of I want everyone to feel as heroic as they should.
Right.
As knowing that they played a first-hand role in allowing something like this, a cat like Brianna, who lived in a suspended wire cage. Brianna had never touched grass before coming here.
Well, I think this is the ultimate takeaway.
Yeah,
this is the
exactly.
ultimate takeaway. I mean, how great does this feel to see Brianna enjoying this? Oh, I just love it. And I know you all do too.
Yeah, that's nice, Brianna. Ooh, yeah, she says, hot dog.
I'm glad she finally dived into everything. She just needed to take in her surroundings, assess, come up with a game plan.
Yeah. Ramsey doing his own thing. I think he's in his bedroom.
I know. I think he did go
up to
inside.
no good. Oh, Olivia. But it is give to the max. And you all do so much and give to the max. And you allow us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary to give to the max too. And that's what this whole week has been about. We only have a few more days to highlight all that you make possible. And for that support to go twice as far, you're going to get a face full of bedding. Scented straw and bedding here, pretty lady.
Oh, look at that paw up in the air. I love it.
Yeah, she's cracked the
She has cracked it
package
open.
here.
She's cracked it open.
Yeah, definitely feeling fortunate for everyone's support so far, and still wanting to encourage those who, I was gonna say you're gonna get a whole face full of bedding and straw there. Encourage and thank everyone for their support and for those to take advantage of your donations being matched.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your generosity. The cats do too. And this week will be fun. We have fun things geared up also for all of you. There's obviously incentives for giving this time around. Any donation of $100 or more gets a Taras paw print and thank you card. And then everyone who donates is entered in for a chance to win a Join Our Pride for a day, which is a little different than some other on-site experiences we've had. You get to have a quiet half day with the cats, reading, placing enrichment, so that's really special. I think it will be really special for whoever wins that opportunity.
I'm excited, Brianna.
I know.
It's always truly special to see. I got it. I don't want to gloat or anything, but there's, a little bit of the kind of the adult, Disney sparkle in people's eyes when they finally get to, they've seen it on social media, they've seen it on our website and YouTube or wherever. But when you finally get to come here and see something like this unfolding in front of you,
and feel the energy too. Feel it.
Yeah, and you're able to see and meet all of the people who you've been doing so much to support, and obviously getting to meet the cats too. It's really a cool and special thing. So among kind of the many incentives, among just making a difference, I think that's a really cool one.
Absolutely. Wow, Miss Bruce.
Yeah.
Let me get down here.
You got the cutest face.
I know,
Has
she
anybody
really
ever told you
does.
You got the cutest face.
She really does.
Oh, cutie patootie.
I just like sitting here and enjoying this too.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
For both you and me. Aw, Germ, that's a nice comment. Just wanted to point out that a lot of us humans are going through some tough times, so you are helping a lot more than just the cats. Well, we appreciate this too, and it means a lot to us too, and I'm glad that you can be here, Germ, and everyone else who joins us on these lives every day and supports us on social media. That's a really special comment.
That's right. Refill that cup a little bit. We're all human. We all need it. That's just the truth.
Gracie saying she sent her Give to the Max check in the mail. Thank you, Gracie.
Gracie.
And what an example of all the ways that you can give.
Gracie, thank you. That is very awesome of you, and I always suggest do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
We still have a phone.
I
here
know,
at the
give us a
Wildcat
phone
Sanctuary.
call.
We still have
yeah.
a mailbox. You know what, Olivia? Yeah, we're on TikTok. Yeah, we're keeping up with the times, but that doesn't mean that we've forgotten about some of the good old-fashioned ways. Yeah, ooh, that's a stinky little, the crepe paper roll is a crowd favorite, isn't it, Miss Brianna?
I know, that was a good call, Judson.
I'll admit, Brianna's a little bit more subdued. She loves her this crepe paper roll, but I think we've seen when the cats really start pop, 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 bopping around the crepe paper, that tag
and then
gets,
it goes
longer and longer. I'll admit that I've had some caretakers, God bless you, Jackie, I appreciate you. Jackie kind of gritting her teeth as she found that I had put in some crepe paper enrichment, and I think it was Bobcat, Sky, and Celine dyed their room purple or green with their crepe paper. And
I remember hearing about that. Did Judson put paper in Sky and Celine's? Everything was purple.
Yeah. And I'm glad they had fun, and I'm here to help when I can, Jackie.
Tanya asking, what's the scent of the day? It's Fancy Chanel No. 5.
Oh, we had a big bottle of it.
I know.
We had to give him the good stuff.
Well, Judson, I think that might be our cue.
Good natural conclusion to today's live post.
Well, that was a special live. I enjoyed that. I think Ramsey is inside, so maybe we'll cue ourselves out with some cougars.
Exactly,
Mr. Noah. Yes.
That looks like a good sunspot.
I know.
That looks like a good sunspot for a handsome guy. Well, cool. We talked, obviously we talked to give to the match and double donations. We talked stories, like Ramsey's story, Brianna's story. We talked about my story. Yeah. My word. So I had fun today, everyone, and a little bit more of kind of an intimate, quiet setting, which I also enjoyed too. Didn't do a whole lot of hiking around and seeing cats, but good moments with both Ramsey and Brianna.
It's good for a Monday. It was a nice Monday live post.
Exactly. But as always, stay close this week, and in particular, as your donations are doubled, and for us to continue showing all the different ways that you guys help us give to the max, because you're giving to the max too.
Yes, thank you everyone, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.